Hello everybody and welcome to the Cheerleaders Media web editor tutorial. We're going to go into a little bit more detail about how to log in and make changes to your website using the Cheerleaders Media platform. So first thing you want to do is go to cheerlogicmedia.net and you want to click on login, which will bring you to the login page, and use your email address and the password to log in to the drag and drop editor. Once you arrive in the editor, click on edit website, and that will open the editing platform. Now today we want to recreate the website's page from my website, cheerlogicmedia.net. It contains the header, and then it's got a little banner right there with web design and content management. It's got a scrolling banner with some information there. I've got a couple of videos embedded into this page. Moving down a little bit more, I've got a photo gallery with some screenshots of the websites that I've created in the past, and then some links to the websites themselves. And then below that I've got pricing information and then a call to action. In my footer, I've got another social media bar and then some common pages for people to click on. So we're going to recreate this page. Now, if you go to the top corner of your editor, it's got all of your different pages listed in alphabetical order. Today, we want to click on websites because that's the page we're going to recreate. Now, if you look on the left-hand side, there's a couple of different tabs here. The first one is Manage, and most of what is in here I'm going to deal with for you, so you don't really have to worry about it. But if you wanted to upload a new site thumbnail or change your favicon, that's where you would do it. Under the Design tab, you can preset all of your different text styles so that as you're creating pages, you can make sure that your body text and your heading text are all streamlined and they all look the same. You can change their color and change their font types right here, so that when you add text, you just select the text style that you want to use and it'll be streamlined across your website. Up in colors, you can select a color palette for the different color scheme that you're going to use. I use mostly blue, so I've got a blue color palette. In your background, you can change your background color by selecting an HTML color there, or you can just select a preset. You can also add a background image by uploading it to your image gallery, then selecting the image and inserting it as your background. Now you want to make sure that any background image that you put in is about 2,000 pixels wide. Any smaller and you won't be able to see it properly. Any larger and it will take too long to load. So you can do that right here from your design. Now moving up, the Pages tab lists all of the different pages that exist in your website. You can add a new one, or you can add a new link. You can also manage your navigation here. So for example, my About Us and Contact Us pages are a submenu of About. By moving them over so that they're not indented, that makes them main items in navigation. But I want to leave those as a submenu, so I put them back. You can also hide pages that you don't want people to see in your main navigation. For example, my call to action page is hidden because I don't want that to be shown in my main navigation. I want people to access it by clicking on my call to action. So I've hidden that item from my main navigation. Now the gears on the side will give you access to the settings for each different page. Now you want to make sure that you name your pages properly and that you title them properly. The title of your page is what will appear in the tab in your web browser. You want to make sure that you've got the name of the page, but then also your brand name and maybe a slogan about who you are and what you do. Or if you're a local business, you can use your geographic area. You can edit the keywords for that page so that search engines can pick up on it, and also the description for that page so that when search engines display it, there's a description about what type of content can be found on that page. In the Add tab, you'll find different content that you can then add to your page when you're creating web content. There's media items to add, social media items that you can add as well. And then down below there's some more advanced options which mostly I will be dealing with for your page. You'll mostly be working with the items up at the top, the text, the images, the boxes, the buttons, that sort of thing. So we want to recreate the web design and content management page. So we're going to go File, new page. We're going to click on blank page, and we're going to select the page name. Now you want to make sure that you get this word just the way you want it, because that's the word that will appear at url.com/, sample, or if it was a tumbling page, it would be url.com/tumbling. So you want to make sure that you get that word chosen properly. Again, the header will appear in your new page with all the same items that appear on all of your other pages. We want to just fill in the body of the page. So the first thing we're going to add is the banner that is at the top of the web page by scrolling through our image gallery, finding the image we want to add, and click on Insert File. You can then move it into place and drag and drop until it's the right size. You notice the little pink lines on the side tell you when you've aligned your item either with something else on the page or with the edge of the web page. The second thing we want to add is this scrolling banner right here that's got a couple of different pictures in it. So there we want to go add, click on slideshow, and then it's going to ask you to add the images from your image file. So you want to go through, click on the images that you want to add to your slideshow. There they are, and click on Insert File. Now here you can rearrange the pictures, and you can also link them to external URLs if you want to. So create a little bit more room on the page, and then we're going to click and drag that item into place to get it displaying the way we want it to. Perfect. Now we also want to remove those arrows there. So if you click on the slideshow, it's got this little menu up at the top, and I'll go through what all of those things do in just a minute. But by clicking on the gear, you can access the settings for that slideshow. We want to select no arrows. We also want it to fade rather than slide. And we want it to go a little bit slower. So that's perfect. Now at the end, you want to make sure that you're saving all of your changes up in the left-hand corner. As soon as you save those changes, they become live online. So just keep that in mind. When you save, your changes will be live on the internet. Now the next thing I have are these two videos below the slider. So we want to embed those directly into the web page. How we're going to do that is click on Add, then Video. And we're going to use YouTube to add our videos today. So we're going to go up into YouTube and find the videos that we're going to embed. Go to my YouTube channel, and the first one we're going to embed is the evolution of web design video. So scroll down and click on Share. You want to copy that URL right there. Go back to your web editor and just paste the URL into the search field. By clicking search, it automatically puts it into the website, and we're just going to scroll it down so it's the right size. Second video we want to add is the web editor demo video. We'll do the same thing, scroll down, copy the URL, and we're going to put it in the search field, and it automatically adds it to the website. And then we can just slide that into place and resize it the way we want. You can micro scroll these items by using your arrow keys up, down, left, and right, and then we're going to crop it into place. Perfect. Now from there we want to add the text below each video. So I'm just going to copy that back in the web editor. We're going to add large paragraph text, slide it into place, and then we're just going to paste that text right in there. Now this text is gray and I want it to be blue, so I'm going to highlight and click on text color, select the color that I want. Now instead of adding it again, you can actually just select that box, click copy and paste, and then you can move it right over into place where it needs to be, and then select the text that you want to paste in there, go copy, back to the web editor, hit paste, and there you go. Now I'm going to move that down just a little bit so that it's in place and it's looking the way we want it to. Awesome. Now after that, we've got my portfolio down below, which has an image gallery and a blue background. So the first thing we're going to add is the blue background. We want to click on Insert, either box or strip. We're going to choose strip, and we're going to slide that down into place where we want it. Now the next thing that we want to do is change the color to blue. So we're going to set color by clicking on the little color box. Whatever item you have selected, the color options will change depending on what it is. So for us, we can change either the background color of the website, or by selecting the strip, we can change the background color of the strip. We're going to open that up just a little bit so it's bigger. And then we're going to add some medium heading text there. It's going to read portfolio in all caps. Now, this is appearing gray, so we want to change that to blue. Awesome, and I'm going to add my gallery. Go to gallery, add images. We're going to scroll through and find all of the different images that we want to add to this particular gallery. So I've got some screenshots of some websites that I've made in the past. I'm going to select those screenshots, and once we've got them, we're going to click on Insert File, and it'll bring all 9 images into the photo gallery. Click on Insert, and it'll embed the photo gallery into your page. Now we're going to widen this out a little bit more and slide it into place where we want it to go. Now up in the top, we've got this menu bar here, and I'll just go through what each of these does. The little blue and white boxes at the side will either send an item back or forward so that you can stack items on top of each other. You can also click on the green box to change the opacity of whatever item you're using. So if you bring your opacity down to 0, the box will disappear. You can also change the height and width of your media by typing them in manually. You can also access the photo gallery settings page by clicking on the box right next to the paintbrush. The paintbrush is the different strokes that are available. So there's different ways that you can display this gallery depending on which one you want. We're just going to stick with the first one. We also went through the settings already. If you click on the little arrows pointing outward, that will expand whatever media you have selected to fit the whole page. So that's not something we want to do right now. But it's there for you if you wanted to, say, make a video or an image go all the way across the top of the page. Then there's the option to include a piece of media on every page of your website if you want to. We're not going to do that with this gallery, so we're just going to leave that unchecked. I'm going to resize our gallery a little bit here, move it into place, make sure that it's centered. As soon as that line shows up, there it is, then the media gallery is centered. Next, we want to add the text down at the bottom with my links. So I'm going to select that and copy it. And click on text. We're going to add large paragraph text, widen it a little bit, and paste that text right in there. You can indent the different media items. Sorry, you can indent the different text by moving increase indent or decrease indent, however you like. Once you've got it the way you want it to look, we're going to select each of these and turn them into a link. So by clicking the link button, you can link it to an external website. We want this to open in a new tab. I'm just going to type in the URL of the website that I want it to link to and hit create link. Now it'll automatically turn the text to white, so we want to bring that back to gray. We're going to do the same thing with the Dance Code website, www.dancecodestudios.com, and we're going to click on create link, change the text back to gray, and there we go. We've got the links embedded into the website. Perfect. Now below that, we're going to recreate all the different pricing information for this page. So the first thing that we want to do is add that strip again so that the background is gray, and move it into position and make it the size that we want. Then we're going to add medium heading text and some body text, which is large. Move them into place, and then we can edit the text by double clicking and just typing the text that we want. So in this case, we've got plan, which is $495. That actually should read design $495, so we'll change that in a sec. Then we're going to copy the text that we want to embed below it, hit paste, make it look the way that we want it to. There you go. Change this to design in all caps. There we go. And there's our first text box. I'm going to select these by holding the Shift button and clicking both items. This way I can go Control Copy and Control Paste, and I can just slide that over and then change the text to read the way that I want it to. Now below that, we've got our plans, our standard, elite, and premium packages. So we're going to do the same thing, Control Copy, and we're going to go paste, make sure that both items are selected and move them down. Again, you do that by holding the Shift button. And then we can recreate the text boxes by holding copy and paste again and moving the items over into their positions. There's one and there's two. Perfect. And again, you can go into these boxes and you can change the text by double clicking and just type in the text that you want it to read. We won't do that right now because this is quite a bit of information to edit. So for brevity, we'll just move on. Right now, we want to add the call to action down at the bottom. So we're going to add a button. Every button appears blue with white text at the beginning. You can change that by hitting the color bin, and you can change the text color and the background color, but we want to leave it the same. We're going to change the button text to request consultation, and we're going to do that in all caps in the settings field for the button. And then we're going to add the link that we want it to link to, and we're going to select one of my pages and I want it to go to the call to action page, which is perfect. I'm going to resize this and center it. And there we go. Now, make sure that you save your changes, and once you've got it looking the way that you want on your desktop editor, we also have to remember to change it in the mobile editor as well. This is very important because we want to make sure that this web page looks great not only on a laptop or a desktop computer, but also on a mobile phone or a tablet. So we click on the mobile editor, and you'll notice that it's already tried to display the content the way it thinks it should be displayed. Now, obviously, there's some issues here. It's not perfect. It's not going to display it perfect the first time every time. So we need to go in and make some adjustments here. There are some hidden items over on the side that you can either unhide or leave hidden, however you want. And you just want to grab all the different content and you want to drag and drop it into place so that it's displaying the way you want it to. For example, we want this text to appear immediately beneath the web design for Cheerleaders video. So we're going to slide that into place. Then we'll move the next video up and put its descriptor immediately below it. Perfect. Now the portfolio's looking decent up top, but our text down here at the bottom isn't displaying properly because the box was shrunk for mobile. I also want to make the text a little bit smaller, so we scale it down a little bit. And now I want to drag the whole thing up a little bit to close the space. So I'm going to select all three items and I'm going to slide them all up into place. Perfect. Let's make that blue background a little bit smaller. And now I've got all my pricing information that needs to be brought up as well. So we're going to slide the gray background up into place. And then you can take all the different text boxes and you can slide them into the place that you want them, and then also move our button. So we want to make sure that we take the time to go through and do that. I'm going to leave it there just for the sake of brevity. Make sure in your Manages tab that you've turned on your mobile display. If you turn this off, then anyone who accesses your website from a desktop will see a minimized version of your desktop website on their mobile device. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, definitely get in touch with me, Tony Bentley, at cheerlogicmedia.net, or visit my website and click on the Contact Us page. You can reach me from here. Thanks very much and happy web editing.